Hello, welcome to Slay the Spire. If you're familiar with card games at all on computers, then you probably know what Slay the Spire is, you've probably played it, and you probably know it a lot better than me. I don't know this game that well. I have beaten 2 standard runs with the Silent and the Watcher after I unlocked her. The Defect is just hard as heck to use, and the Ironclad, I've been to the final boss with a pretty good build and haven't been able to beat it. What this video is it's just going to be kind of a walkthrough for people who aren't familiar with this kind of game to see if they'd be into it, and let's see how far we can get. I don't know if I'll show the whole thing or parts of it, but let's find out. So the Ironclad is more like the warrior class. So you got basically the warrior class, the assassin, the magician, and then you've got like this martial artist who she manipulates her deck a lot. So if you like Magic the Gathering, she's like a blue deck but with way higher attack power. So she's cool as hell. But we're gonna go with the Ironclad, who should be the easiest one because he's the first. His main skill is Burning Blood. It's a relic that he uses. I'll explain relics later. Burning Blood, at the end of combat, he heals 6 HP. So if you take a little bit of damage, it's not as big of a deal for him. They all have different max HP. Another try? This is, I think his name's Nemu or Newo, or it starts with an N and it's 4 letters, I don't know. He's a talking whale, he's probably evil, but he helps us. So you get 4 options after you've failed runs a few times. And they all have different options. You can choose a card to obtain 100 gold, lose all of your gold, which is 99 right now, to get a rare card, or lose your starting relic, which is the healing, to get a random boss relics. I never do this one because the boss relics are wildly different from each other, and some of them are very bad. I usually just choose a card to obtain, which is good for us because we're going to do a flex build. Flex, it makes you stronger for the current turn, but we're going to try to do some other things with that. This is the map. And it's got different icons with a legend on the side, of course. Whoop! And if you scroll all the way up, you can see what boss you'll be fighting once you're more familiar with the runs. So we need to be careful because this guy is the stronger first boss. At least in my opinion. So what I look for, I just go down, and when I don't have a lot of gold, I don't worry about where the merchants are. I just look for where these guys are, the elite monsters. Because elite monsters will wreck your shit if you don't have a good deck. So I'm going to stay away from this elite thing, because yes, you can dodge them, but it just scares me, so I'm not going to. Question marks are random events, so we'll go to that one second, just so you can see what it is. And here's our first 2 monsters. These are some of the less interesting ones. They just, once they take damage, they put up a shield. And what I did on that turn, I guess I should go slower since since the purpose of my video is to explain to people who are unfamiliar what's going on. There's a hover over here that says what they're going to do. If they have this sword, they're attacking. So he's attacking me for 9 damage. I've got 2 defends, I can put those up, and it used 2 energy out of my total of 3, and now I have 10 shield, so I won't take any damage from him. And I have 1 energy left over, so I just attack him. His curl up gives him a little shield, so now he's got essentially 10 HP, but it goes away at the end of his turn. And we're gonna flex again. So this is what I did the first turn, is I just played flex and then did 2 strength attacks. You gain 2 strength, at the end of this turn lose 2 strength. So strike does 6 damage, you play flex, which is a 0 cost card, so you don't lose any of your energy. And it goes up 2, so you deal 8 damage, he's dead. I didn't need to do that, I'm just kind of showing how it works. I am going to stack my deck pretty heavily with flexes. As you come to a dead end and begin to turn around, walls slam down from the ceiling, trapping you. 3 faces materialize from the walls and speak. Forget what you know and I'll let you go. I require change to see a new space. If you want to pass me, then you must grow. And so this is just a random event. It gives you choices. Usually there's a negative and a positive, signified by red text and green text. So here we go. We can transform a card in our deck, remove a card from our deck, or upgrade a card in our deck. Right now, there's only 2 cards that I want to upgrade, so we're going to transform a card, and hopefully we'll get something better out of it. We do not care about defense on this particular build that I'm doing. And we got Sword Boomerang, which I don't like. It deals 3 damage to 3 enemies at random. You find a shimmering mass of light encompassing the center of the room. Its warm glow and enchanting patterns invite you in. Enter, upgrade 2 random cards, lose 16 HP. Normally I would do this, but we're so early in our run that chances are the game will screw us over and it'll just upgrade our basic defenses, which we are not going to want to use. I mean, obviously I'm going to use them right now, but typically, no. So we inflicted vulnerable on him with that 2 energy card, I think, and he just, as you can see, receives 50% more damages from attacks for, it was 2 turns, now it's 1. We're going to gain our 2 strength, we're just going to kill him and not worry about his attack. So we got 12 gold, and we can choose an ability. Clash is really good, but I think right now, until we definitely get a good deck that we can power through on, I am going to take Shrug It Off. Shrug It Off is a stronger version of Block, and it also lets you draw cards, which is great. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby. Take, obtain Golden Idol, trigger a trap. Golden Idol, enemies drop 25% more gold. As you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling into the ground next to you. You realize that the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. So you got 3 choices: Outrun, Become Cursed, Injury. If you become cursed, they're all different, but you can see from the card there, it's just a curse that's unplayable. It doesn't do anything to you, it's just that when you draw your 5 cards at the start of your turn, this is one of the cards in your draw deck, and you can't play it, so you essentially are down to 4 cards for that turn, which is not great, but there are ways to get these cards out of your deck, so that one's possible. Take 20 damage, I don't really want to. Lose 6 max HP, no, we're going to get cursed, and we're going to take the injury. Run! You barely leap into a side passageway as the boulder rushes by. Unfortunately, it feels like you sprained something, however. Okay, so now you get to a rest spot. Rest spots, what they do is they give you 2 choices, which can be changed with the relics, which are actually going to be behind my face for this video, so that's not great. But you don't really need to see them, I can just say what they are. If you see where my arrow is, they all just go straight across. So once we get like 6 relics, you'll be able to see them. So right now we can rest to heal for HP, which we don't want to do, or go to the smith to upgrade a card. I'm going to upgrade one of my flex cards, and this is Flex Plus. As you can see, it just gains 2 extra strength for that turn. So we'll have 4 strength instead of 2, which is an addition, not a multiplier. So instead of 6 attack, you'll do 10. Oh, which I guess you can see right now. Deal 10 damage. And we did draw the injury. Whatever, I don't care. And then the injury goes back into your discard pile, and once you get through all of your cards, it goes back in. Okay. I'm gonna do that. He is vulnerable, but I don't think that'll kill him, will it? It will kill him. I'm not great at math. Alright, so Headbutt. Deal 9 damage. Put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. That's really good for getting your flex cards back, so I am going to put at least one of those in my deck. Go to the smith. Upgrade our other flex. Look at us getting our flexes on. So we're at our first branching pathway here. You just choose a direction. You can look ahead, see where you want to go. And I'm just going to go this way. Treasure chest. We got ice cream, which I got in my last run. This is a very good thing for us. It conserves energy between turns. So if you don't use all your energy, it keeps on accruing. When I was playing on my last turn, my last playthrough, I ended up doing... No, not doing. I ended up having like 50 energy available to me per turn. It was a thing of beauty. Alright, so the thief is dead. The thief steals your gold, and if you kill them and they don't escape, you get your gold back, plus gold, plus a potion, and a card. Rampage. Deal 8 damage, increase this card's damage by 5 this combat. And when the card says this combat, that means that combat, so that battle. Deal 9 damage, draw 1 card for Pommel Strike. That's not bad. I'll put Pommel Strike in just because anything with draw on it is good for this build. In my opinion, I'm not an expert. I'm very bad at managing my decks for how many cards I pick up. You don't want to pick up every card, but I do. I just love having things. Oh, I messed up. Did my math wrong. Anyway, I'm going to end my turn and take damage, but what I wanted you to look at is the potion I picked up. It's called Snecko Oil. What it does is it draws 5 cards and randomizes the cost of cards in your hand, which can be negative, but you can get cards to show up at 0 energy. So if you're in a pinch, Snecko Oil is good to have because it could potentially help you out. I'm going to put on 2 of my blocks so that I don't take damage from his attack, and then I can just go back and attacking him next turn. This guy's like a crazy little rat who's been infected by a fungus. And there we go, 21 damage. Got an attack potion. Attack potions are really, really strong. So we got one that makes us lose 2 HP to deal damage. This card called Feed is kind of interesting, especially if you get it early on. So if you kill them with this, it's a lower damage card, but if you kill them with this 10 damage card, it raises your max HP permanently for the entire run. We've got 180 gold, so we're going to go to the merchant. Welcome! I like the merchant. His little hand comes down and he points at the cards that he's got for sale. So he's got a few different things. He's got 2 colorless cards, 5 cards for your class. One of them has a blue cost, which is on sale. Let's look at that one. Gain 12 block whenever you are attacked this turn, deal 4 damage back. That's a decent card, but not what I want for this build. I am going to pick up 1 more flex and an anger, and I'll explain the anger when I finally play it. I don't have enough money, but right here he has 3 artifacts. Down here he has 3 potions that you can choose from. And he has a card removal service, which I have enough gold for that, so I am going to take the injury off. So I can remove the injury. It took 75 gold away, and now this will cost 100 next time. It goes up 25 each time you use it. So you have to be careful what you choose, because you can amass a lot of gold in this. But I'm not going to right now. Now, this slime has an ability, a lot of the slimes do, that they split when their HP goes in half. So if he gets down to 33 HP, his attack is interrupted, and he can't do anything to us. I'm going to put anger back in there. And I lied to you. I did not explain to you what anger did. So I did waste my feed there. I could have used it at the end of the battle, but I wanted to interrupt his attack, so I didn't take any HP damage, because HP damage stays outside of battles until the end of your run, which of course you can't heal at rest sites and via other random stuff. So we just got 3 flex cards, which for this current turn gives us 10 attack power. So this 0 cost card is now going to do 16 damage. We're going to play it on him. And anger, what it does, if you look in the discard pile here, deal 6 damage, add a copy of this card into your discard pile. So for the current battle, they'll go away after the battle, but you get more copies of that 0 cost attack card, which is really good. Gain on 8 block, draw a card, bash, So he's dead. Now we aren't going to take any damage. But we are going to get slimed. A lot of enemies do have attacks that they can put into your deck. Some of them do damage, like burned, slimed. It just takes up a space in your slots. And then we just play our attacks, play our defense. And he's dead. I'm gonna skip. I don't really want another copy of Pommel Strike, and the other ones aren't really what I'm looking for right now. We're gonna go for the battle because we don't have enough gold for a merchant. And this is gonna be our first battle where we're gonna take a decent amount of damage, I think. Above their heads, you can see what they're doing. This guy, we don't know what he's doing, but he's not attacking. He is casting a defensive spell. It could be on himself, could be on others. I don't really remember what he does. He's going to inflict a negative effect on us and attack us. And he's just going to attack us. But whenever we attack him, he gains strength. So we want to use, we want to be careful with him. And we're going to do this, and then we are going to raise our max HP by 3 by using feed on him and killing him with it. So now we're at 83 max HP. And I'm going to cast 1 defense on myself to negate some of this damage. So we'll be down to, what, 78 HP? I'm just talking. None of this matters. It's the first run. As long as I have good enough cards that I don't have to worry too much. The boss might give me some trouble. But only time will tell. We're just going to go ahead and take the 4 damage. Alright, we got 2 flexes. That makes us do 12 damage. We're going to do it to this guy because he's about to attack us for 25, which we don't want. And we gained enough block to not take damage from this guy. I didn't explain the attack potion we got. If you played attack potion, there are also colorless potions and skill potions, I think. You choose 1 of 3 random attack cards of that type, and it costs 0 to play that turn, which is an amazing potion to have, especially for boss battles and any battle where you're being overwhelmed, really. And it also does cards that you don't have in your deck. So, yeah, they just got a power potion. It puts a random power in. What a power is different from a skill or attack. It is a permanent, usually a permanent thing on your character. Like for this one, whenever a card causes us to lose HP, one of our cards, I'm assuming, you gain 1 strength for the battle. It's not great. We want Battle Trance because it lets us guard, it lets us draw cards. We don't need to rest, so we're going to go to the Smith. We could upgrade Feed, but I think I'm going to upgrade Battle Trance. Battle Trance goes up to draw 4 cards. You cannot draw additional cards this turn. It's not perfect, but it is it's a nice card to have. And here we go into our first boss battle. Let's see how things go. So far, not great. I'm going to draw a card so I can get flex. And then we attack him. He is going to defend. He's going to scream destroy at us 3 times, and then he's got an attack coming up for 32 damage out of our 80 HP, which is not great for us. But this guy, if he takes 12 more damage, he's going to cancel the attack, because he has a special ability called Mode Shift, where after receiving 3 damage, he changes to a defensive mode. The defensive mode is also scary because he can attack you during it. But we cancel his attack, so we're not taking any damage this turn. I'm going to use Battle Trance to draw the extra cards so I can get Flex on, because I want to do as much damage as possible to him right now. So we can do 27 with this. Do another 12. We don't need to defend right now because he's just buffing himself. I love this game so much. It's just got really interesting graphics, and it's really funny. And it's a fun time. Alright, so we played Headbutt for the first time like an idiot. I'm gonna wait on the potions and try to save them, because I might be able to kill this guy with brute strength. I'm gonna put on defense. So what this guy has now is sharp hide. Whenever I play an attack, I take 3 damage. So I think this one I'll take 9 damage from. No, I just took 3. It's not as strong as I thought it was. But he's still doing 16 damage to us. I'm not worried about my HP right now, because on the boss battles, if you survive with 1 HP, you're fine. You start the next act with full HP. So I'm going to use Battle Trance now, because we want to do damage to him as much as we can. Play Anger. Now we have more Angers in our deck. Deal 11 damage to draw a card. I've got 2 energy left, so we're going to do 8, and then as you can see, his mode shift is down to 5 now. So if we deal this, he can't attack, he goes back on the defense. Now he's got his sharp hide on. We're going to gain 8 block. We're going to flex. That way we can attack him 2 times without taking damage. We're going to do Bash, which applies the 2 vulnerable so that he takes more damage from our attacks. Now he's down to 7 HP, he's hitting us for 9, and with our deck, we are pretty much guaranteed that we'll get enough attacks to kill him no matter what he does. He doesn't really have anything he can do to us right now. We flex, we anger. So we get some gold, a dexterity potion, which I'm full. I have 3 potions up top, and dexterity potion's not as good as those other ones, in my opinion, so I am not going to use it. So we've got Bludgeon, which it costs 3 energy but does 32 damage, which is a decent card if you're not doing the build I'm doing. On my build, we want to get, I think, Heavy Strike is our big attack skill that we want. It's still good in this build, but not what we want. Offering, you lose HP, gain 2 energy, and draw 3 cards. It's a decent one. So I'll probably get that. This power, your skills cost 0 when you use it, but if you play that skill, it's exhausted for the rest of that battle. And then we get to choose a relic from the boss chest. So elites drop an additional relic when we defeat them, or gain energy at the start of our turn. All enemies start combat with 1 strength, so they will deal additional damage for the entire combat, so I don't like that. Upon pickup, obtain a unique curse and 3 relics. I am going to do that. So we get Curse of the Bell, which is an unplayable card, which unfortunately is going to show up. It cannot be removed with the card removal service. On the Peace Pipe, we can now remove cards from my deck at rest sites, which is a good option. Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0 that turn. That's decent, but I don't have any power cards yet. And then Tiny Chest. Every 4th question mark room is a treasure room. And so this treasure chest, you should be able to see the relics coming off of my face now. The Tiny Chest has a 0 counter on it. Once that goes up to 4, then the next question mark room will be a treasure chest. I have 170 gold, but I don't really need anything. I think I am going to kind of want to avoid the elites, but since I'm doing a tutorial, we'll go this way and I'll run into this elite up here. But I'm going to go down here and go to the merchant just because there's one card that I desperately want to get in our deck. Alright, we're going to take 15 damage. Okay, my throat is getting dry. I think I should go take some allergy medicine and also stop talking. But I'm not. I'm here to teach you. Alright, so... why am I teaching people? I'm horrible at this game. I didn't think this through at all. Alright, so I'm going to play Battle Trance to draw cards. So what I'm going to do, play Anger on him. He's down to 10 HP. We're going to feed off of him to get our max HP higher. We are going to headbutt this guy. That will allow us to put any one of these cards on top of our draw pile. I'm going to go with the Flex. We're going to gain 8 blocks, so we take less damage. Now that card lets us draw, but since we play the other card, the Battle Trance, we cannot draw any more cards this turn. Which doesn't matter because we were out of energy. And there's that Curse of the Bell showing up, so our card side is down. Defend, defend, I'm going to take 2 damage. I could play this card. We would draw 3 cards. I don't know what 3 cards we have left. But we might have something good. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to say screw it, take the 6 damage instead of his 2 damage. Deal 13 and draw a card. Oh, he's dead anyway. So we got our money back, and then we've got 3 choices. Carnage is a really good card, but it has Ethereal on it. Ethereal is, I mean, you can read the screen, probably. But if you're hard of eyesight... If you're like me, you probably can't read this, so you have to learn the hard way. But instead, I'm going to just tell you right now. Ethereal, what it does is if you don't play a card once it's in your hand, at the end of your turn, it goes away. It's exhausted for the rest of the battle and cannot get back unless you have a card that lets you get exhausted cards back into your hand. Which I don't. Evolve, you draw a card whenever you draw a status card, which is... it can be useful, but I don't see a particular use for it, so I'm not going to use it. I do like to have 1 cleave in my hand, because it does damage to all enemies, and there are 2 or 3 battles where you really want to hit all of the enemies, especially one of the first regular battles in the 3rd act. There are 3 acts in this game. What's on sale? Deal 13 damage, apply 1 weak and 1 vulnerable. Infernal Blade, add a random attack into your hand. It costs 0 this turn, and you can only do that once. You can heal all of your HP with Lee's Waffle and gain max HP. Blood Vial at the start of each combat, heal 2 HP. That's not great. Bronze Scales is one of my favorite items. If we run into any birds in this run, we're gonna want to use this, and I think you'll like to see it. So I'm gonna buy this. So what it does is every time we receive damage, the enemy receives 3 damage, which isn't a lot, but with the birds, if they show up, you'll see why I like that card. I mean, that artifact. Relic artifact. I don't know what they're called now. I'm a bad teacher.